Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English news for tonight. Here are the headlines. Signature of protocol of agreement in the field of geothermal. And on international scene, entry in service the Moroccan TGV, the first of Africa. That were the headlines. Now let's get to the details. The Minister of Energy in charge of Natural Resources, Mr. Younis Ali Gedi, received yesterday in his cabinet Kenya delegations, including his counterpart, the Minister of Energy, Mr. Charles Kitter, with his delegation. This courtesy visit by the Kenya Minister to the office of Djibouti Energy follows the visit of the President to Kenya. The Djiboutian Minister talked with the Kenyan Minister to increase exchange and share experiences. The Kenyan Minister was accompanied by a strong delegation from his office. As part of the improved geothermal energy program, Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Mr. Younis Ali Gedi, signed a memorandum of understanding with his Kenya counterpart, Mr. Charles Kitter, at the Office of Geothermal Energy Development, ODEC. The memorandum of understanding between the two ministers have ratified consists of a strategy for strengthening bilateral relations, particularly in the field of geothermal energy. This ceremony participated by the delegations who consist from engineer and senior officers in charge of geothermal energy. On Djiboutian side, the Djibouti Embassy in Kenya and the Director of ODEC, Dr. Qayad Musa Ahmed, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Energy, Mr. Mohammed Wais, and several other officials of the Minister. Remember that Kenya is one of the countries of the Horn of Africa to explore geothermal energy.
With the signing of this framework, we believe that with our expertise, we can together develop Djibouti so that it's not only Kenya within the region. We are brothers and sisters, and we want to see to it that Djibouti also develop their geothermal power plants. Therefore, we look forward to actualize our framework of working together, training Djiboutians so that they can run the power plants by themselves, they can drill, they can do the exploration, because energy is key to the development of any country. Therefore, we are really excited to be here, and we are very grateful for your welcome and your hospitality, and we look forward to hosting you in Kenya in near future. Thank you, and God bless you.
Following the ratification of the Memorandum of Understanding, the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources thanked the Kenya delegation for their participation in the launching ceremony for the exploitations of the geothermal site in Fiale. Then he suggested that this grant is a means of partnership and exchange of expertise in the exploitation of geothermal energy. This agreement reflects our desire to strengthen our collaboration in the field of geothermal energy. We know that Kenya is one of the many countries in Africa who is a regional model to develop the geothermal energy, he concluded. The director of the Djibouti Office to Develop Geothermal Energy, Dr. Qayad, reminded that this protocol signature allows strengthen the relationship between the two countries. He added that this agreement shows the willingness of the country to strengthen collaboration, especially in field of geothermal energy. A closing ceremony of training on entrepreneurship and basic skills for 20 young project leaders took place at the Chamber of Commerce. This training, led by EDC experts, is a collaboration between the Chamber of Trade and the Minister of Women and Family. The closing ceremony was attended by the Minister of Women and the Family, Mrs. Mumina Ahmed, and the U.S. Ambassador, Mr. Larry Andre, the Minister of the Chamber of Trade, Mr. Yusuf Mose Dawale, and UCID representatives Rabiha. This two-week course was held at the Chamber of Trade of Djibouti. On the basis of the model How to be Entrepreneur is an introduction to entrepreneurship for 20 young women and men. This model is adapted to Djiboutian socio-economic context. The president of Trade Chamber, Mr. Yusuf Moussa Dawali, said that the young beneficiaries have ideas of projects ranging from the sale of products to activities related to new information technology. Once this training is completed, the young people will be accompanied by the Chamber of Trade to finalize their business plan in order to seek a funding with the support of Minister of Women and Family. And now let's go to international scene at conference of high-speed rail in Morocco on May 26-27. Mr. Mohamed Rabi Gile, Director General of Moroccan National Railway, said that 183 kilometers high-speed line under construction between Tanger and Kenitra will open. Kelly say that 30 kilometers of the new line has been completed and some test running is already underway on this sector. The work have reached 80% and the technical tests with train on the high-speed tracks will start at the end of 2070. We are laying 1 kilometer of track each day and 100 kilometers of the line will be ready in February-March 2000. He also revealed details of how the high-speed services will be operated between Casablanca, Rabat and Tanger to achieve the target of 6 million passengers a year. There will a departure every hour from Casablanca and Tanger with the aim to achieve an average occupancy. 78 asylum seekers return to France. For more, let's follow Mohamed's report.
And Malta, ignored by France almost a month ago, the migrants rescued by the Aquarius, the rescue boat of Doctors Without Borders of SOS Mediterraneans, arrived at the Spanish port of Valencia to be welcomed. France had finally sent agents of the French Office of Protection of Refugees and Stateless Persons, French Office for Immigration and Integration, to determine who was in need of asylum. As a result, exactly 78 people were selected and arrived yesterday in Paris, among the majority of Sudanese and Eritreans, but also of Ethiopian, Chad, Guinea and Libya. These asylum seekers will be distributed in France. 42 must be housed in Lille, 20 in 4 municipalities of Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur, mainly Avignon and Marseille, in 16 in 6 municipalities in the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region. Over the past 4 weeks, more than 600 migrants, including babies and young children, have drowned in the Mediterranean, according to the Médecins Sans Frontières and SOS Mediterraneans, who continue to denounce the blockage of the NGO rescue vessels by European states.
In Japan, the authorities search survivors.
Evacuations continue in the rubble in Japan. The balance sheet is growing in the wake of the worst natural disaster of the last 26 years, floods and landslides due to heavy rain in the west of archipelago. More than 200 dead bodies have been found, but about 130 people are still missing, mostly elderly people in the regions of Hiroshima, one of the hardest hit. The victim says they have lost everything. Masumi Fujita is still without news of his girlfriend. I climbed up from the side of the hill towards where my house was, and when the place where she was in my field of vision, all that was left was her foundation, he lamented. More than 70,000 soldiers, firefighters and police participate in the search of clearings under a heat of lead. The temperatures exceed 30 degrees, which complicate the living conditions of the victims and could promote the spread of infectious disasters.
Here we arrive at the end of our editions tonight. Thank you for watching us. Good night.